So I'm Jay. I'm a seven-figure seller, also founder of Gorilla ROI, which is an Amazon data connector to load Amazon directly to Google Sheets.
Hi, I'm Andrei. I'm a seven-figure seller and the founder of Sellermetrics.
EBC content, what are your thoughts on this lately? Because with all the new changes, there's so much going on.
EBC is the same as with images. It's all about perception of the user, right? And now they introduced the ABC Premium. That's the best one to get. And when I hear people saying that, oh, does the ABC works for you or no? That's usually bullshit, because that means it was done poorly, executed poorly. That's why it's not working. ABC should help. I don't think it's a killer compared to the main images. It's not the main priority, but there's big percentage of shoppers that scroll below the fold, right? So those people are looking for more information. They want extra stuff, right? So that's where you can shine with your brand story. That's where you can repeat and reiterate same things that you actually were telling in the images. You can actually repeat the same things in the ABC content, but with a different angle, slightly different. Don't repeat the same exact images. That's pretty lame, because you have, I don't know, let's say we're selling cases for phones, right? And you have the same shape, the same pictures on the same table in the same place. And that's kind of, it doesn't triggers my expectation the same way, right? I like it when it's diversified. Also, you know what I wanted to say? I've seen a lot of people have the best images in the ABC and they have crappy images in A+. And that's, I don't understand that. Why are you doing that? Like, I think 30% of the people only go to the ABC, probably, maybe less. And you have the best lifestyle, real pictures that you paid somebody to make them, and using them in ABC. I would actually use them. The best images have to be used in your main images. Then the same quality, or if you can, I don't know, improve, but different and downstairs. And I would reiterate what I'm having on the top with the premium content. You can have a video as well embedded in, I think it's in your first module, where actually you can switch them, right? You can switch them. And the best thing is the premium content lets you seamlessly connect the blocks between them. So you actually don't even see where is the connection, and it looks so well, and it's wide. So you have a very good experience when you're browsing.
What do you think about the difficulty on this? Because it's not as easy from what I found, just based on, say, regular listing images. There's different formats that you have to know. And if you're working with an external designer, they don't understand the requirements. So what is your thoughts on that in terms of difficulty?
It's at the same level as the images. It's just you have to execute, and you have to find somebody who understands it and will do that for you, right? And there's the sizes and the requirements are listed on Amazon. You can just Google them and find them and give it to the designer. But for the A+ Premium, it has two sets of images, right? I've discovered that not long ago as well. And it's a set for mobile and it's a set for desktop, and you have to have them done separately. But that's just a little bit more work for the designer, right? And a little bit more.
Okay, so then let me ask you this. So I'm having this pretty much a real issue right now, or not so much an issue, but a challenge where, I'm working with people across different continents, right? I've got people in the Philippines, South America, Pakistan, and I can't send them my product for them to actually use to take really good photos and stuff. So everything is either going to be sort of like photoshopped or look like it's been edited, right? So how are you making your images look really good? Like, because most people don't have a, say, creative director on their team. They're just trying to do it small. And even if you're 6 or 7 figures, you've got a smaller team, right? So if there's no real good image person, like what is your tips, or what is your strategy for that?
Well, 6 and 7 figure seller, usually it's 1-2 guys, majority, I think,
Right.
So it's outsourcing, but here's finding the right talent, because there's a lot of cheap guys that nothing bad about them, but they're just on the starting path of design and creative stuff. So you have to find somebody who understands it visually. You have to like what they do, give them a test, give them an assignment, see how it goes. If you like it, continue with them. But there's a lot of Photoshop going on, and often you don't see it. Actually, we're doing stuff like that, and especially for supplements, and we're placing those products pretty nicely. You won't even see that it was actually placed over there. So you play with the lighting, you play with everything. You have shadows and stuff. I won't go into like doing actually the Photoshop work because that's too geeky. But there's guys that are basically God level in Photoshop. You have to find them, but you have to understand that you have to compensate them the right way. Don't expect $5 guys to work. Fiverr, that's I'm against that. Like, good for them. It's a very good business.
If you want to stay at 5 figures and below, like if you want to sell $1,000 a month, go to Fiverr. Right?
Yeah, exactly. There's maybe good guys over there as well, but they charge more, so you have to find them. But I don't like it's a $5 and it's a package, and the compensation model doesn't work for me that way. I think there's better ways. And of course, when somebody has package structure for your images, that's the best way, and that's usually how it has to go. But you have to find somebody who has experience, because images, I don't know, would you trust somebody who has 6 months of engineering to work on your molding for a product? It's the same way with images. They have to pass the test, right? Sometimes it's timing. For us, timing is very important, and we don't want to lose the time. So trying to find the right guys is pretty crucial.
Yeah, for sure. So then getting back to the EBC, right? So if it's still on par with, say, just other regular images, you just got to be very clear about the expectations and make sure that you know what you want rather than just leaving it in the hands of the designer, right? So what are some good practices that you've seen, or what are some things that people should avoid?
Don't clutter. You have a lot of space. Don't put everything inside one banner and have the prices and icons, and don't make it in a shit show. It has to be nice and clean. Yeah.
Because one big takeaway, if anything, for anyone is like one image should represent one message. Like if there's more than one call to action in an image, you've lost the point. You've given them like multiple exit points. It's like, but if you rob a bank, right, you want to make sure that the criminal is locked inside as opposed to having so many exit points, right? So in this case, we want a user looking at the images, and then we want them to be captivated by it. We use the AIDA principle, like the AIDA, attention, interest, desire, and then action, right? But, on a lot of images, I see tons where there's like so much going on. You don't even get to the desire page. Desire, it's like you run out of interest. It's like, oh, let me just get out of here.
That is the noise. And I have a pretty good example. For example, why Apple and why Steve Jobs was paying so much attention to the packaging and the opening experience, because you're paying a premium for a specific product, for that cell phone, right? So imagine you going into a shop at Apple Store to buy an iPhone, right? And the seller comes and hands to you the cash machine, $1,500. You pay it, and he takes a Ziploc, puts everything in a Ziploc with the cable, gives it to you, and thank you very much. What's your impression of that? Versus when it's a nice, beautiful store with the setting is the right way, right? When you go into the Apple Store, it's an experience. You have everything is premium. It's made in a certain way, and I'm not talking because that everything has to be premium and stuff like that. Every product has its own story and its own way of being delivered, but you have to set the stage right. When you go into a cinema, it's made in a certain way. When you go to theater, it's the same way. When you're going to buy something, it has to be in a certain way. So we have to take care of those things in setting the scene for the product to being sold. So the ABC is the same way, the A+ modules and the images. Visuals is very important how you deliver.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's a really good point. Yeah, I like how you said it. The EBC, the main image listings, that captures people's attention, draws them in. And then once you get inside the listing, it's all about the conversions. So your EBC image and the way you have things laid out, that's your delivery. That's how you're going to start wooing the customer into making a purchase from you.
The product has to bring an emotion in you, a desire to buy it. If it's crowded, if it's noisy, it won't. You'll be just busy. You don't have time. Everyone is busy. We have, let's say, 5-10 minutes to make a decision and to buy something, and then you have some assignments to run and some stuff to do, errands and things like that. So you have to be quick, you have to deliver. Nobody cares that much about your brand. They want to come, buy that cell phone cable, charging cable, whatever, and go with their day. They know that Amazon will return it. They will accept it back. It's a guarantee from Amazon. They trust it. They don't trust you. They trust Amazon. You have to convince that you are the right choice. So be quick, exactly. Deliver the message. Don't noise. I remember back in 2015, we were calling customers and asking for reviews. That was crazy. But that was 2015. Now it doesn't work like that. You have to be nice, quick, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Yeah. That's a hard pill to swallow, but it's the reality. Like most people don't have a brand on Amazon. You could, and that's just, you just got to admit that and give the people what they want.
Yes. You want a fun story? So we called one customer one time, and she was like, "Sorry, I'm actually having a lunch right now. Can you call me in 5 minutes?" So I called her back in 5 minutes. We got that review from her. That won't happen now.